What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Bartender Hideout. Today we are here for episode number 24. This is going to be the episode about the Vieux Carre, which Uncle Bob will tell you a lot more about the history for sure. But as you guys know, we will be having a look at, well, actually we're almost halfway there already. Next episode we're halfway there, guys, so let us know if you enjoyed the episode so far. But as you guys know, we'll be looking at the Drinks International top 50 most popular drinks of 2020. And yeah, as I said, we're almost halfway there. But as you guys know, we'll start off with throwing you over to Uncle Bob. He'll tell you a little bit more about the history. And afterwards, I'll take over, make you guys the cocktail, have a little sip, and then tell you what is going on, if you should try it yourself or not, or if you can skip this one and go to the next episode. But for now, let's have a look what Uncle Bob has to say about this one. Hi there, and welcome back to Storytime with Uncle Bob. Today we'll be discussing the Vieux Carre, which is a cocktail that originated in the late 1930s and was created by a guy named Walter Bergeron, if I'm not mistaken. He was a head bartender at one of the famous New Orleans bars, which I will be talking about in a little bit. The first written mention of this lovely drink was in 1937. It was actually written down in the book called Famous New Orleans Drinks and How to Drink Them. But speaking about the bar where Walter Bergeron was from, or where he was a head bartender, this bar originated in 1949, or actually got opened in 1949, and this drink became the signature cocktail of that bar, which was called the Carousel Bar, and it was based in Hotel Monteleone in the French Quarter of New Orleans. The one thing that was so special about this bar, also hence the name, is that it had a spinning bar, which meant that you were sitting on your stool and this bar would do one rotation every 15 minutes, and probably after 15 minutes or after a couple rotations you'd probably be pretty dizzy, or maybe not if you didn't have enough of these. One of the nice things to note as well is that, again, our good old friend Ernie Hemingway, he shows up in this same story. He seems to be drinking a lot of drinks all over the world. Interesting guy, this one. But yeah, altogether, I'd say this drink is a true staple of the cocktail industry and a really true New Orleans drink. And I think, honestly, it's quite nice. But since I want to drink this in peace, let's throw you over to Good. Welcome back from Uncle Bob, guys. I hope he told you something that you didn't know yet, and otherwise, I hope I will. Let us make the Vieux Carre. I will be needing my mixing glass to start off with, and I'll be adding all of my ingredients, obviously, to this beautiful glass. So, I'm gonna need my jigger because we want consistency, and I'm gonna be starting off with our first ingredient. This is quite the list, so make sure to write down all these ingredients if your memory is not as good. So we're gonna start off with Bullet Bourbon. Again, you can use whatever bourbon or any of these ingredients, so I don't have to say it again. Any of these ingredients, if you have something that is similar, you can definitely use it. Whatever you have laying around or whatever you can get your hands on, it will work. So we'll start off with 20 milliliters, or just over 20 milliliters actually, according to some recipes, but mainly 3/4 of an ounce of our Bullet Bourbon. Then I'm going to be using Remy Martin Cognac. Yep, this is going to be the same like for a couple of these ingredients. We're just going to be using 3/4 of an ounce and add all of this to our mixing glass. And then we're going to be doing the same for our Martini Rosso or sweet vermouth. Yeah, so some of the ones you can be using. Antica Formula is one that also really works well in this one. But yeah, it is what we have on hand right now. So we'll be using the Martini Rosso, which is just as nice in this cocktail. Then I have a Dom Benedictine, which is basically a liqueur that consists of around 27 different spices and herbs. I think it's a very old school drink. I think it's still from the time of the monks. I'm not sure on that one, but that is what I remember of my little history lesson of this drink. So we're going to be adding 10 milliliters of the Dom Benedictine, which is a quarter of an ounce for the people from America or around that area who are collecting with us or talking with us here. Then that is most of our fluid ingredients in there. So then we're gonna start off, or then we're gonna get going, actually I should say, with a Peychaud bitters, which is a bitters that, if you've seen the episode on the Sazerac, you're a little bit more familiar with this already. It's a bitters from New Orleans. If you want to know a little bit more about it, definitely check out the Sazerac video, because there's a little bit more explanation on what this actually is. So we'll add 2 bitters or 2 dashes of these bitters to our mixing glass. And then we have our good old Angostura bitters, where we will add just 1 dash. There we go. That should be more than enough. And that's it. So a bunch of ingredients, a little bit more than maybe some of the other ones, but let's give it a try and see how we do. Obviously, we're going to be stirring this one. So let's add some ice and give it a good stir. There you go. So again, for whoever is new to the stirring of drinks, we want to basically make sure that we cool down the drink, but also take off the harshness of the alcohol a little bit by diluting the drink. That is probably the main reason why we want to do this. And also, while you're stirring, we want to give it a little taste in between. See how we're doing. With shaking, a lot of times you can just say like, oh, we need 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. But with this one, it's a little bit more up to your own standards or what you like yourself. If you want it more boozy, then definitely stir a little bit shorter. Otherwise, stir a little bit longer. Definitely up to you. So let's have another taste there. And that should be pretty much done. There you go. Then fill up our old-fashioned glass with some ice, and we're just gonna grab our julep strainer and pour this out into our glass. Look at that, perfect fit. And then of course we want a nice garnish, so we're gonna be using a lemon peel. Cut that off. And give it a little cut. You can obviously also drop it in straight away, but give it a little spray and add it to our glass. And there we go, guys. That's the Vieux Carre. Okay, let's give it a try. I mean, I was actually very curious about this one because I remember making it once for a guest here in the cocktail bar, and obviously I had like a little sip in between because you need to try what you serve, obviously. And I did like it back then, and I must say, once I have a full glass of it now, I think I like it even more. It has a really nice balance that I don't think I normally get once you have like stirred cocktails. They tend to be a lot more boozy than this is. For some reason, there's quite a nice balance, and just it really honestly works well. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in again. You really nicely get the smell of the lemon zest that's on there, even though obviously we're not using lemon on or lemon in the drink itself. It does really work, and I think honestly the Dom Benedictine, because of all of the spices and all of the herbs that are in there, it really adds a little bit to it that makes or that creates that balance that normally is not as clear with any of the other like Negronis or stuff like that. It's really nice. I don't know, I can't really put my finger on it, but I would definitely recommend making this yourself if you have the chance, because this is a pretty good cocktail in my book. At least I would probably put it a little bit higher even. Yeah, and that's all I've got for you guys, I think, for this week on the Vieux Carre. As I said, make sure to check this one out yourself, and also make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment of what you think of this cocktail, if you made it yourself, or what you think of the cocktail countdown so far, if we're doing it justice or not. Yeah, but for now, I guess I'll leave you, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.